Hey guys.
Like you all?
Yo, it's y'all?
Yeah, it's more gender neutral.
Okay. Hey y'all, it's Keygan. And that's with the Y, not an E. I'm a drums and percussion instructor, and this is your Friday 421. A 421 exercise is based on a formula. You take a certain figure or idea or some kind of concept that you're working on, you play it 4 times once, 2 times twice, and finally 1 time 4 times. So let's use the most basic, simple example that we can. 1 note on each hand. That's going to be the figure, the idea we're working with. So I'm going to play it 4 times on each hand. Those would be the 4s. I'm going to play 2 notes on each hand twice. And then finally 1 time on each hand 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you've ever been on a drum line or are on one right now, you'll probably know the one we're looking at today. It's the most common one. And I'm sure if I say 4-2, let's play 4-2-1, your mind automatically is going to go there, and it's a 16-note accent tap. For those of you non-musicians, the 16 notes we're talking about just means if I have the quarter note going, that's what this click is going to be. That's it at 100. Each one of those clicks, I'm going to fit 4 notes in between there. Those are going to be what our 16 notes are. So this is what it's going to sound like. So the idea that we're working with when we play this accent tap is we're going to accent the first note of, we're going to accent each note of those 16 notes. So we're going to accent the ones, the downs, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to move it. So we're going to move it from 1, 2, 3, 4 to the E's. Then the ands or the ups. And then finally the uhs. And that's actually the 4s all together. Those would be the 4s. And then we keep following the same formula like we did before. So we have 2 and then 2. So that means we're going to play each accent twice. Then repeat it. Second time through. And then finally we're on the 1s. We play each of them 1 time. We play that 4 times. So we got 1. Second time. Third time. And last time. And that's the whole thing. Some very common issues that arise with this is we usually, especially younger players, try to place that accent exactly where it should be instead of relying on the 16 notes down here. So remember, when we play an accent that is supposed to be louder, but we achieve that by playing higher, not harder. We don't want to force that sound in there. We just lift the stick a little higher. So a lot of times when I practice this, I'll just play a bar of straight 16th notes all really low before I even go into the whole exercise. So I start off playing this. And then go into it. Because it's really good for our minds to kind of focus around that and use that as like home base. Where everything we play, no matter what, is always going to return there. Most of the notes that you're playing in this exercise are going to be at that really low height. The only time we have the accents is where we're just going to lift the stick up in the air a little higher, and that's it. So it's super important to make sure that we have this locked down, because if we don't have that locked down, it's going to be really tough to just try and place each one of those notes. Because typically what happens, especially on the E's, is we try to make that a lot closer to the downbeat than it should be. And we'll try to make that E almost like a downbeat because we keep trying to push it closer to that and then we start rushing just because we're not used to that space. So. Since I forgot to mention this, always use a metronome when you're playing. You hear all the examples that I'm given with a metronome, and that is because humans aren't perfect, computers are.
That's why they're going to kill us in like 10 years.
But using a metronome helps you solidify time and helps you have a better internal pulse about where that falls and what it feels like to play more consistently with consistent space between each note. This is something I play almost every day. I call it a veggie because it's not necessarily something that's tasty to play, but it is very, very healthy for you as a drummer to kind of understand the relationship between the beat and the accents, as well as the heights, the unaccented notes and the accented notes. A great way to kind of break up the monotony of this, and because after a while of playing this over and over and over again, you're going to get bored. So something that I do is there's a bunch of different variations that I've started to come up with for this exercise. So I'll buzz all of the notes. Instead of playing the accents, I'll add flams or diddles. I'll play it backwards. So instead of one E and we're going and E1. One of my favorite ones to do is you put a diddle on each downbeat. So the accents are still going to move, but the diddle is fixed the whole time. Probably the toughest one I've been working on recently is what I call fixed paradiddle. So you change the sticking. So instead of right, left, left, or left, right, you do right, left, left, regardless of where the accent falls. And I'm going to take this one slower, and you'll see why in a second. If you found this helpful, let me know. Hit the like button, subscribe to me. I got a bunch of different places I'm at on social media. So I'm going to include a sheet with all the variations that I covered here, along with a few other ones. So if you're brave, give them a look, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.